All right, the room is open. People start coming in here. I usually give them a couple seconds to start filtering into the actual webinar.
Sure.
And I also put the link if they want to watch it on YouTube. They can actually watch it on YouTube too. So I'm going to put it down here. Okay, let's see. Hey guys, I see some guys are starting to come into the room. I'm just posting down below here, guys. If you guys want to watch it on YouTube, you can actually go there and watch it too. If you prefer, some people like to watch it on YouTube versus watch it on Webinar.jam. All right, guys, we're going to get started here. Welcome to another episode of Pro Seller Talk. My name is John Bullard Sr. I'm the host of the Pro Seller Talk webinar series. Today is none other than James Harbaugh. James Harbaugh is the founder of Keyword Inspector. James is here tonight for us. He's going to give you a lot of information. He's going to demo some tools for you, some things that he has coming up. So guys, pay attention if you need to. And if you have any questions, please post them in the chat. And I'll get those questions over to James, and we'll get them answered, excuse me, as soon as we can. All right, James. Hey, welcome. How you doing?
Oh, I'm pretty good. How about you? So yeah, my name's James Harbaugh, and I've been an Amazon seller for about 4.5 years, maybe more than that. I started out doing like a retail arbitrage and garage sailing and all that kind of stuff through like Chris Green's kind of instructions and stuff. And then slowly I learned about private label, and I moved into private label, and that's when I basically right after that I just started trying to figure out a better way of finding keywords for my private label products. So that's how basically Keyword Inspector was born, and it was, if you guys have been around for a while, you know that I started out like really very simple website, and I've kind of built it up since then and revamped it over time and added a lot more data, and recently added more marketplaces and stuff. So we're really kind of trying to push forward with development and stuff on Keyword Inspector. But today is going to be about kind of keywords and stuff like usual, but we're going to try to give you some insights into Amazon's kind of search engine, I guess, because Amazon's just like basically like Google. It's a big search engine for products, and in order to be found on Amazon, you have to kind of know what's going on with Amazon and how it works and stuff. So I'm going to share my screen here. You're sharing, so you can see my screen, right? Zoom in. So keywordinspector.com, that's my site. We're an Amazon kind of keyword and product research tool. It'll work for any kind of e-commerce sites for finding keywords. You just have to kind of know how Amazon works to kind of use the tools basically in order to kind of use it for other e-commerce sites. But today we're gonna what am I gonna do here? So we're gonna kind of go on Amazon here, and we're gonna kind of look. Basically, what we're gonna do is try to find a product. We're just gonna go. So I was recently in Canada with some developers, and they were all about hockey, so we're going to try hockey stick here with this. That's not like usual thing where a lot of people like to use a demo with like those products like watermelon slicers and stuff like that. But so we're going to pick this product. Let's say this is our product. So you have to have kind of everything in the right place to be found on Amazon. Obviously, these guys have everything in the right place, but looks like their product is pretty sparse. So they're obviously, because they're by NHL, they're kind of doing well. But so we're just gonna kind of stick this. So what we're gonna do here is basically we're going to. I'll kind of show you. Let's show you the how I do this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out if your product or whatever product is actually like listed for a keyword. Is so when you go and edit your Amazon listing in Seller Central, you'll put your keywords and your bullet points, your title, your search terms, fields, and stuff. I wish I had that screen up here right now, but I don't have it. But so you put all them keywords in there. You find all these keywords from like Keyword Inspector, Reverse ASIN search, or trending keyword search, or from like other Amazon tools for keywords, and you kind of stick them all in there, and then you're gonna hit save. So what happens is Amazon just saves what you have into a kind of into the seller database. Basically, it kind of attaches it to SKU, but it actually doesn't like save the listing to their index and make it searchable right away. They have to kind of process it, make sure there's no errors, and then they within like 15 minutes they will like it's processed, and then it's basically put into the index, and then after a while it does like a refresh. This is kind of database talk, but like it does a refresh thing, and then that's kind of after 15 minutes after you hit save, it's supposed to be making your keywords searchable. Because Amazon's like a big black box, you don't have no idea what happened during that processing, if something didn't get saved right, or basically you only can tell that your what you put in there was saved when you go back to it, but you don't have no idea if you're actually going to rank for those new keywords if you put in there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to check it manually. So let's say this hockey stick package wants to be put in the new word kit into their thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to use their ASIN. It has to be their child ASIN, which let's explain that quick. So if you put in hockey sticks, this is kind of what gets everybody when they're using my tool, my reverse ASIN tool. They don't know what a child ASIN is. What you want to do is you find your product using keywords, and then you click on that product, and then up in the toolbar in the browser thing, I can't zoom into that. There's the ASIN's in the URL that you clicked on, so you want to actually get that one. That's the child ASIN. That's the one that we download and put into our database whenever we're doing a keyword search. So that's kind of a primer on that. So what we're going to do is check and see if this product is indexed for like kit. So we put in kit, and they're not. See that? Isn't that just crazy that they're not indexed, because they're a hockey stick kit, but they're not actually indexed. And how I did that was I put a plus sign in there to you can kind of put as many words in there as you want. So you put in plus kit plus hockey stick kit hockey. You'll basically grab all those words, look to see if all those words are in the products in their hundreds of millions of products, and they give you the ones that actually match that. And right now this product here, this ASIN, doesn't have all of these keywords in its listing, or either it does it and it didn't save, or they just never put it in there. So if you put in just plus hockey, we'll verify that it's actually indexed for hockey. So there's hockey. So this product is indexed for hockey, but it's not indexed for kit. I'm sure it's indexed for set, because usually the titles works right. But like, wouldn't you want to be like indexed for be searchable, found by hockey kit or something? I would imagine they would get more traffic if they. Let's look up hockey kit, see if that comes up. So they got hockey. It's not. It's just a small time keyword, so they're not losing a lot of traffic. But obviously that could apply to a lot of different keywords that they're probably not ranked for. So So you could do this for all of your list of, like, you can put in 5,000 characters. So that's maybe, a little less than 1,000 words you could be indexed for. So if you're going to do this manually, you would have to, like, basically put this in here, put a plus, and then put each of your words, word 1, word 2, etc., etc., and to see if you're actually listed for all of them. Amazon will save your keywords. So instead of doing that, that would take you years, or no, hours probably, or your VA hours. What we did was, I created a tool to kind of help you automate this process, and it's called the indexation tool. I didn't come up with some crazy cool name with it for it, but it's basically just checking to see if all the words that you are trying to get indexed for are showing up, are actually saved by Amazon. So what we do is stick base in here. You can stick in a whole bunch of keywords in here if you have like a list from somewhere, and then you can click this button. It'll kind of split it into unique words, and then there it's going to check each of these words to make sure you're indexed for it. You can also just stick like your product in here, and we'll grab the front end keywords for you right away. So we grabbed all the kind of the front end unique words to check. So then what we do, let's make sure we got kit hockey. So kit was obviously in there on their front end somewhere. But they're not, we already tested to make sure that they're not actually indexed for it. So I don't know where I got kit from, but so what this tool does is kind of automatically does this check for you on all these keywords for you, so you don't have to wait for it. So when you want to use this is when you're about 15 minutes after you kind of update your listing. You can wait a little longer if you want to make sure, or you could use this other test here, 6-hour, but single indexation test. It's going to go out there, run all those words through the cycle of adding this plus kit plus ... and sometimes it takes a few seconds. I just did this a few minutes ago, so it should work. So then it's doing that. Let me think here what else I could say while it's doing this. There. Okay, so went out, checked it. The saved results. It went through all these words, and it found that these were indexed: Franklin Sports Hockey Starter. But these words that we found on it actually weren't indexed for it. So gift, idea, categories. You'd think you'd want to be indexed for this thing. You'd think you'd want to try to be maybe hockey gift. So if you put in hockey plus gift, you'd probably want that to kind of work for it. And obviously it did. So maybe there's something going on with that, but yeah. Items. So most of these should be not indexed for it. Every once in a while there might be one there's something weird with it that it didn't work for us, but it did work here. So it's just kind of Amazon's always kind of crazy about certain things. So we try and do our best to verify that these are indexed or not indexed. So what you can do is download this report and kind of go in your listing, and let's zoom in here. Kind of go in your listing and make sure you have this to do kind of make sure you're so when you're probably putting into let's do this. When you're putting this stuff into your listing, you're gonna have like rows, search term 1. Sorry about that, that's my dog. Search term 2, all these fields on your back end, and then you're going to have text columns. You're going to want to probably maybe take all these that you have listed and then kind of stick them in your search terms kind of differently to where let's see, I'm trying to get this to where's that word? I know. There we go. Transpose. So you're gonna have all these. You're gonna maybe move around stuff to where you'll take all these words that you are indexed for. You're gonna kind of move them to your search term 1 area, search term 2. You're gonna fill them out till you get to 1,000 characters. And then what you're going to do is probably the ones that when you end up with no more from your indexed ones, you're going to take these unindexed ones and fill them into like an empty spot at the end of your last like field. Because you're going to like save that to Amazon. So let's say this is the thing, you'd hit save. And then you would go back 15 minutes to the tool and see if like this is actually indexed again. And you could just run this once or twice, or you could kind of do the 6-hour thing where I think my dog got out of this kennel. You could do a 6-hour thing where you can kind of test it every 15 minutes, like while you're doing this kind of back and forth thing. You can go back and test it without having to worry about spending a lot of credits. And then you can kind of dial it down to where you get all these ones that you want to be indexed for into this column, basically. So then you will show up for all those keywords that you want to be showing up for. Amazon's kind of weird about like indexing certain fields. So like their descriptions, a lot of times it's kind of here and there where they index descriptions. Most times with like a new listing, especially even with old listings, like the descriptions won't be actually indexed at all. So you'll want to make sure you get, this is more about copy than anything. You want to make sure you get all your good stuff in the, like the bullet points and the back end, like search terms areas. And that'll kind of, most times you're going to have problems with getting the search terms fields indexed correctly. For whatever reason, Amazon kind of like processes it and then kind of quits processing it if they find some kind of error or something in the keywords you're trying to submit to them. So you'll want to kind of get your the best stuff in your title and your and your bullet points, and then you get kind of go down the list of best to worst, putting them best to worst in your search terms fields. And so that's about it with that. We're going to try and automate this here in the next few months, like really super automate this where you don't even have to like take these words and put them in your listing and hit save. So we're going to kind of automate a lot of that stuff for you, and we're going to verify on an ongoing basis whether or not Amazon's keeping you indexed for keywords, because sometimes Amazon will just kind of change your listing from time to time and not tell you. They just kind of do it, and then you're kind of wondering why your sales are down. Well, here's why: because Amazon changed your listing for you. It's funny how they do that stuff. But yeah, there's a lot of reasons why you would just start losing sales, and you got to be on top of Amazon, like changing your listings. And there's no way to really verify that they changed it without doing a test. So just got to keep testing and testing. Are we getting any questions yet? Nope, no questions. So
I haven't seen any questions yet.
All right. So maybe I'll go a little bit through this. So you can start a new search by just hitting indexation. You can, like, again, you just put an ACE in there. Put the ACE you're going to actually test in there. You don't have to hit this unique words thing. You can kind of pull your own in if you want, and then sort them kind of by frequency to make sure you can check 1,000 at a time if you want. The 6-hour tests, like I said, every 15 minutes you can run a test. While you're kind of working on one listing, you can then have to keep like spending credits and stuff. Most people, when they're looking for keywords, they're going to use my reverse ASIN tool. We go out and find every month, every day, we go out and find keywords from this box here. Hit A, B, C, D, etc., etc. We go through that process millions of times a day, and we keep on adding keywords to our database just from Amazon. And if you go to the keyword trends tool, it'll actually show you how many keywords. We've been doing this, I guess I'm not signed up here. So we got almost 70 million keywords in our database from over 2 years worth of data. So we have a lot of keywords that we kind of go out from there with the reverse ASIN tool. We go out, search for each keyword. So like hockey stick, we search that, and then we grab all the products that fall into that search. We put it in a database for all 70 million keywords, and then when you do a reverse search, what you do is you find like a popular product that you want to kind of mimic. If you're selling private label hockey stick, you would find like one of the top selling ones, which is obviously probably this one here, and you'd stick that into the tool, and it goes out and finds all the keywords that it organically ranks for on Amazon out of the 70 million that we have. So you put that in there. You can. We had a few options for, but most people use extensive search. I'll explain the searches here. So extensive is like you're going to get what the product is currently ranking for the organic rankings, and then what we estimate a search volume on all of our keywords. We recalculate that value every day. It's a lot of processing, so it's I can't do it any faster than that. Because of all the data we collect, we can kind of do it on a daily basis. And then we also include like the rank they were at, so whatever rank on the page of that keyword, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. We kind of break up all the words into unique ones, and we actually find misspellings for keywords. So like if you type in some words, Amazon kind of automatically fixes for you, but like if you type in hockey like that or something, sometimes it'll, instead of showing results for it, it'll say, "Did you mean hockey?" And it actually won't change this. It'll actually keep it on the misspelling word. So if I hit that, it would say, here it is, "Did you mean hockey?" And that's what we mean by misspellings. It'll show up, this will be the main keyword, and then in the misspellings box, it'll show all the words that had this reverse "did you mean" thing here. So everything like hockey, however people misspell it, it'll show up there. And we also kind of grab how many results show up for a search, and we give you that. So like this right here, number 2,900,000 would show up for hockey. And then we kind of do other stuff here. And we have an extensive that kind of gives you every single keyword we ever found for a product over the past 2 years, 2.5 years now. So that can be a big list. That'll get you basically 1 to 4 times as many keywords, 2 to 4, I guess, if you want to say. So that gives you like every single data point we have basically on that keyword, that product for those keywords. And then we got kind of a cheaper options to just get you a bag of keywords for you. We have a PPC data point where every search we do, we see if there's like a sponsored ad on the bottom or the top, and we save that, and then we kind of let you kind of search on that thing. So if you search hockey, the sponsored ads, if they showed up at the bottom, you can search for that product and see what they're advertising on. So we have some searches for UK like the extensive and simples. And then Germany, we had that for a while now, and we just recently added Canada, France, India, Italy, Japan, and Mexico. I can tell you this: Japan and China are like huge, like a whole different beast because they use so many different characters in their alphabet that like there's like 100,000 different characters you have to kind of look at, and then you have to combine all these different characters to create words and phrases. So like Japan's like a monster to try and do, and so we tried our best at trying to do like a reverse search on Japan products. So what you do, I should have hit this a long time ago, but so we'll hit start reverse search, and it'll just go out in our database, puts it in the background so you don't have to wait for it to process. You can kind of go about your business and then come back, usually within a few minutes to 5 to 10 minutes, depending on if it's like a huge, like super popular products with a whole bunch of different keywords will take a little longer to process. So let's see here. So it came up already. So we're gonna hit down a little bit about some new stuff on here. If you haven't been on Keyword Inspector for a while, we added some kind of caching type system where before it would take a while to load onto this screen, and then you would click on here and it would take a while to load again to get to see the keywords. But we've kind of cached it to where you can click on this and it should automatically load basically all the data. It's already loaded within a few seconds. You can download real quick with this button here. You just click it and it'll instantly download it basically from our cache. Here's the list without being on the site. I'll kind of show it on the site here. So we got all these data points that I already talked about. Here's the word hockey stick. We estimated the volume at. This is just an estimation. It changes on a daily basis. So today it could be like 50. Tomorrow could be this number here. So on a daily basis it changes. You have to kind of take that into account when you're looking at these things. Things will change quite a bit. So you get all these lists of keywords organically ranking for. And if you go down this list, you're going to find some crazy stuff. Like way at the bottom, you're going to find some, maybe not with this product, but you're going to find some great ideas just by this kind of list of keywords, like things you probably never think of on what kind of keywords you should use maybe for your product. Plastic sticks for kids. I don't know anything about hockey, so this is all pretty much gold for me if I wanted to get into hockey stick selling. So here's the misspellings. So hokey stick, hockey stick, hickey stick, those are all misspellings. Here's like the number of results found when somebody typed in hockey stick. And then we kind of rank the individual words. So hockey came first, so it comes up first in this list. Stick comes up next, street. And you can kind of use this data and stick it in the indexation tool after you've saved it to your product and stuff. We've got a few extra bit of data points you can kind of get. Let me click these. So what we do is kind of go out.
Hey, James.
Yep.
Hey, on those misspelled words that you have there, does it also give how many people searched for it that way?
Yeah. So we don't have that on here on this thing. If it shows up if the word shows up in the list, the main list for it, I probably should think about adding that. Here it is. So here's hokey sticks. So if it shows up in the main keyword list, then yes, it'll be on there.
Okay.
Otherwise, it won't be. So now we got this option here. So what it does is it goes out because our database, we don't grab every single data point. It's just be too hard. So this extra option here basically goes out and tests each of these words and each misspelling. So it goes out and tests hockey stick, and it's make sure that it doesn't get kind of turned into a different search term when it's like hokey, like we saw up here when you start typed in where were we typed in here, hockey with an EI. Data point here tells you if it was like changed to hockey, if hockey stick was changed to something else, it'll say yes, and then it'll say, so if you go down here to that one we just looked for, it should show, yeah, so this thing here says that yes, it was changed to hockey sticks, so you'd probably not want to put in hokey. Sometimes you can grab these misspellings and get some extra, traffic to your listing for it. But because Amazon automatically changes it, you probably don't want to worry about using that misspelling.
Yeah, Amazon's been doing that for how long? They never used to do that, but they started doing that. I can't remember how long ago that they changed it to where they were taking the misspellings and correcting them.
Yeah, for a long time there, I was just saying the did you mean thing. Now they're doing the whole showing results for. There are some keywords that they do more of it than others. There's still a lot of misspellings that Amazon doesn't fix at all. You just have to kind of go through them and figure out which ones to kind of add to your listing. So then we also check to see if there's an AMS advertisement. If you guys don't know what AMS is, it's like a, what is it, vendor? AMS. I just don't use it. It's different. It's like an Amazon PPC, but it's their it's like a vendor thing. You can become I won't get into it, but you can become a vendor pretty easily now, and then you get access to their additional marketing. And what the AMS, what this thing is testing, AMS advertisement. If you can see that there, it tests to see if if you type in hockey, it'll test to see if this thing right here shows up. This advertisement above all the search results shows up, and that's an AMS basically by a brand. So ChalkTalkSports.com is a brand, and they're advertising on this specific keyword. So that's what AMS says, and that's what this kind of data point tells you about. And then let's see here. Let's refresh this page. So this product got a lot of keywords. You can get a lot of products that'll get you like thousands of keywords. I think this one's just because it's so simple that there's only so many keywords that would be attached to. So this other thing here kind of shows you kind of what it does is it goes into our database of 230 million products now. Every time we get a new product we see, we put it in our database. We kind of tag it for the time that we first put it into our database, and then this little feature here actually goes out, searches all the product titles in our database. So every I think it's more than just titles, but right now I'm just going to say it's titles. It goes out and sees if how many products have the word hockey stick in it, and then it graphs it over the past, since we started, so 2014 July, and it actually tells you the number. I don't know if I can zoom in here if it'll work. It'll tell you the number of products that have hockey stick in it that over the course of 2 years, how many were added each month. So hockey stick, largest was in September, 1,864 products with hockey stick in its thing were added. And these are like most, the top out of Amazon's like 500 million products. We got, half of them, which are most likely the top half of all the products on Amazon. So you can kind of get a good gauge on how many products are shooting for that keyword hockey stick with this little graph here, and how many are kind of be added on like a monthly basis. So you can kind of tell if that's maybe too high of a competition keyword. Maybe want to go down a little bit on the list. Street hockey is a little more, but here's street hockey stick. It's a little less competitive, so you can kind of gauge competitiveness on a keyword level based on the data that we have in our database, which is pretty extensive, and you can get a really good feel for what products are shooting for what keywords. We gauge your decisions on what keyword to kind of put in your title. This would be a good thing for figuring out what keyword to put in your title, because then you would know like which ones, the higher ones, the ones up on the higher list will probably get you more traffic than the ones on the bottom. So just kind of go down the list and figure out like the ones that are least competitive and try and get those keywords into your title. We have that feature in Kippert too, like as kind of a side feature. Like in Kippert, it's our product research thing. If you put in hockey stick, you'll get all the products that show up for this hockey stick, along with like reviews and sales and stuff. But you'll get this little thing in here too if you use Kippert. So we just added that recently. These two different data points here. You can see if you go back to the reverse ASIN search, you can see now that like in the listing of all your reverse ASIN searches, you can get an idea as to what you've kind of added to your keyword list, the kind of data points you've added, and you can once you download that, I think you can get that. You should get all that data too. So yeah, like we'll give you that graph. We'll give you the kind of a big blob of data points for those graphs for you, and then the AMS data, and then then also there's another data point on there that it'll tell you the category that switches to. Like sometimes when you type in like hockey, it'll switch to like sports. So see if I get it to do this hockey stick wax. That's like if I type in vitamin C serum, it automatically changes to a subcategory. So beauty, personal care, skincare, vitamin C. Skincare would be the subcategory it switches to. So Keyword Inspector will look at that with this extra data that you're fetching, the search instead stuff. It'll give you the redirects to category, like the actual category that it redirects to. Looks like hockey stuff doesn't get redirected very often. But if I had like a vitamin C serum, it would show up. It would tell you the exact category that switches to. So that'd be good for like knowing if you're going for a certain keyword. You're going to want to know if Amazon's kind of automatically switching to a subcategory, because that's where most people will just buy off of. They'll buy off of this list here. They won't like click on all departments. They, maybe some will, but you're going to want to make sure you're in the right category for your product if you're shooting for a specific keyword. And that'll kind of get you the idea of doing what category you should be in by just looking at this list. So yeah, so it's kind of a breakdown of the reverse ASIN stuff. Maybe we'll do a little bit of trends. Let's go to trend search. I got to log into something else here. So if we go to trend search, this is basically like Google Trends on steroids for Amazon. With Google Trends, you can go to trends.google. So if you go on Google, you can kind of search, if you type in hockey stick, it'll give you like the trend of the over time. So obviously for Christmas, hockey stick gets a lot bigger than during the summer, because summertime there's no ice to skate on. So hockey stick has this big trending thing. What Google doesn't let you do is kind of search for these trends. You can't search for a keyword that's trending. You have to know the keyword and then see if it's trending. Basically, our trends tool kind of takes all this volume data that we estimate and puts in a database and makes it searchable, and kind of makes it searchable in a unique way to where you can find these products that are trending like right now. Like if I click this, kind of do a specific search and find every keyword that's kind of basically been able to kind of increase its volume over the past month or whatever. Each day, kind of increase it, kind of every day it increases its volume versus getting worse and worse and worse. So we put that into a database, make it searchable, and then it'll show up here in a few minutes. Because it's the search is kind of going out, grabbing the keywords, and then it's grabbing all these kind of graphs and stuff to show you over time how each keyword's trending. It takes a little while. We're kind of working on a way to kind of make that to where these graphs will load after these keywords load. So we're kind of working on that right now, but you can get an idea as to how fast it is. So we searched the top trending keywords for the week. So it gave up. You can actually see so here's the keyword, the current volume, the past 13 months, how the volume has changed over time, basically. And then number of results on Amazon, how long ago we found that keyword, first found it. So this coffee, we found it basically the first time we started looking at Amazon. If you go on the list, here's like a newer keyword. You can see longboard, skateboard. It was only found about 41 days ago, so that just got into vogue. Longboard, skateboard keyword. Dip powder is a newer keyword. Give please a chance. That's probably something different. Melanie Martinez perfume. I think Hatchimals, that's a kind of a product that came up. I searched Hatchimals on here, and it came up first came up in our radar 90 days ago, and then basically shot up just straight up. So you could use this product on a daily basis, kind of look for the top new keywords or the top trending keywords, and kind of find, and you can kind of search and filter it as you wish. Find those. Let's do this right now. Let's put a max of 30 days. We'll find those keywords that have been kind of trending over the past 30 days. It's also so for each keyword, because we have the ASIN data for each keyword, so all the products that land on that keyword, we kind of aggregate. We take all the reviews, we average the reviews on each keyword, the prices, the sales ranks, our estimated sales per day on each keyword, the categories for the products. We kind of make all that searchable for you. So you can put in mins and max and stuff for each of them. You can put in just a list of keywords if you want to get if you want to grab keywords that have Nintendo in it. You could put Nintendo into broad match. And if you want to get exactly Nintendo Mini NS and only get that keyword, you put in the exact. So what this kind of gets you the idea of the newest and latest and greatest and keywords and basically the products that are attached to them. You can find the ones that are kind of trending. Looks like a lot of people are buying motion sensor lamps for Christmas probably. So there's one you'd probably want to get into. That's a newer product there. DeadSec stickers. So I have no idea what DeadSec is. Or Putis slipper socks, however you pronounce that. So you can kind of get an idea what's trending right now, and find the latest and greatest keywords. If you're a merch person, you can type in t-shirt and then keep this 30-day thing on here and hit search. You could find kind of the latest trending t-shirts. If you want to start designing t-shirts or something on merch, you could use this tool for that. Our data is about as new as possible. Amazon's kind of suggestion bar basically dictates how new it can be. So whenever Amazon takes roughly a week to kind of populate the new stuff into their search bar. So that's about how long if we find a brand new keyword, customers been putting it into the database, probably this one, 7, people have been probably putting this into Amazon search probably about 14 days ago, and then we found it about 7 days ago because Amazon just started to put it into their suggestions. Calkins t-shirt. So we can kind of see it's been trending. So yeah, that's the trends tool in a nutshell. Any questions, or are you still kind of like? So I guess if you want to throw up your link, if you use the link John has for you, you can kind of get some special deals. Actually, you won't get special deals, but like right now, if you do it, we had our Black Friday deals going on, and actually, let me look here. So there's the latest newest keywords. If you go to right now to the website, this, I don't know if you guys get the replay. This might not be on there. I got to take it down here pretty quick because it's only supposed to run through Cyber Monday, but I kind of left it up here for John's people to look at. But if you go click on this thing here and you use John's link to come to Keyword Inspector, you'll actually be able to get some good deals we got going on here. So like the trends tool, the actual tool that I showed, the data, you won't get that with the discounted version. You have to actually pay up for that one, but you can get the light version, which just lets you search keywords and categories and stuff. Kippert's is something I didn't show you. We have some deals on that. Our big product research tool. And then, so the reverse ASIN tool and the indexation tool costs credits. And you can actually buy credits on like a monthly basis, or you can just kind of buy one-time credit packages. And right now with the Black Friday thing, we've got our most popular one we haven't discounted at all because we have to kind of maintain it just because. But if you go up kind of one level, you'll get for $5 more, you can get basically 3.5 times more credits than our standard package, and then you can tell how many more you can get. Going up, you get more discounts, more credits and stuff. So you'll want to grab that up as soon as possible because we're going to be taking that down. I'll probably leave it up till tomorrow night just so replay people can get access to it. But just make sure you use. I think this is tied to John's link right now, so that's if you click on this, it'll be all right. If you go to home and then click on that, it'll kind of link to John's thing. But if he has also the link, you can click on, and it'll work the same. You'll get the deals. How's that sound, John?
Yeah, James. Roxanne is asking, what's the code for the discount, please? But I think that's just that link, right?
Yeah, just click the link and it'll work. Yeah, you don't have to put a code in. If you find you do have to put a code in, which I don't think you do, you just put in Black Friday, all caps, one word into the coupon field. But it does the exact same thing when you click on that banner. So I guess everybody's taking a break from Cyber Monday.
Yeah, they
Not
are.
a lot of questions.
Field enter.
I don't know. Do you have any questions for me, or are you just kind of?
I'm kind of just listening to you.
Okay. I don't really have much else. I could go through Kippert. Kippert's just a big product search. Again, 230 million products we have in our database, and this makes it searchable. And it gives you you can search by sales rank, by sales per day, by sales price, by reviews, by ratings, by number of offers, images, like a kind of a net profit type thing, weights by category, include or exclude products that are sold by Amazon. You can kind of look at variations if you're in more of a clothing or sports type where a lot of variations happen. You just you can search by keyword, or you can just put a list of ASINs in there if you want to. And what you get is you get all this data points, like the past 30 days of reviews, sales ranks, I think is a year's worth, sales per month, sales per day, ratings for the past 30 days, pricing for the past 30 days for all the products that show up. So you get a lot of data for when you're like maybe trying to do a private label or something. You want to see if a product's too competitive or not. You can use this tool. We got this one's a pretty good deal with the Black Friday, where you get our base, which is good for many people. The base fledgling package for $20 a month instead of $40. You'll have access to a lot of data with that product, with that tool there.
Anything, James, anything new in the works, anything that you guys are working on new that you want to leak out a little bit, or?
Well, so we've been spending a lot on developments. Again, I just got back from Canada a few weeks ago. There's some guys up there that are helping me out with that. And it's basically going to be a lot of automated stuff for the indexation tool. It's going to automate a lot of it and help you kind of maintain your status on Amazon and make sure you're always indexed and stuff. So it's going to do a lot more than that, hopefully. Are
you looking at anything in the future as far as a lot of people, with Amazon having their brand restrictions and not letting new sellers in till after the 19th of December? Are you looking at taking your tools and looking at the e-commerce side of the businesses too, or just strictly Amazon?
Yeah, right now most of my stuff I plan on doing is just gonna stay within Amazon. There's just so much to it that I can't really branch out too much. So maybe in a year when I get kind of everything going, I'll maybe start branching out to other things,
like Shopify and those type of things.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity, especially with all the data I have, but I just only could do so much at a time. So
right.
Yeah.
Right. Right, so it kind of seems like, the Black Cyber Mondays probably wore these people out, so they're not asking too many questions right now. So, but they will, if they want to get a hold of you, how do they get a hold of you? If they want to find out more about it, I know the replay will be up, but they also, if they want to personally get a hold of you, how do they contact you for more information?
I guess the best way is to use the support link on my homepage. You can also, I'm in most of the major Amazon selling Facebook's groups. You can probably find me in there, tag me or whatever. You can also go on Facebook, just type in Keyword Inspector and you'll find my page. That just basically pipes it through support. So if you message me on my Keyword Inspector Facebook page, it'll pipe it through the support too. Yeah, that's basically the best way.
How to get a hold of you?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're gonna make it a short night tonight. I thank you as always being here on my show. I thank James for being our guest tonight. And I know it's kind of tough. This is the holiday season. This is where a lot of you guys make your money. As we all know, Amazon's probably 50 to 60, and some of us even make 70% of our yearly income on Amazon in fourth quarter. So we understand that you got to make your money this time of the year. James has some valuable information. He's got some awesome tools. I would check out his tools, and if you have any information or need anything answered, James is giving you information on how to get in contact with him. You can contact him on Facebook. Just punch in James Harble. He'll come up, and just PM him, and he'll get any of your questions answered that you need to have answered. Again, guys, thank you for spending your time here tonight with us. We do appreciate it, and until next time, God bless. Thanks, James. Have a great night.
Thank you. See you later.